How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. You're about to see some of the most mysterious video clips that are trending on socials right now. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more mysterious content, just like this. The first video on our list was posted to TikTok by a user named Paranormality. It shows a group of people having fun in a pool. A few seconds pass before one of them spots something lurking in the shadows. Take a look. As soon as the figure realizes it's been spotted, it quickly ducks out of sight. The rest of the group turn to see what the woman is pointing at, but seem unable to see anything unusual. The group returns to their fun, laughing and splashing about. However, the figure soon reappears. Suddenly, the woman spots it again. She urges her friends to turn, but when they do, the figure has vanished from sight once more. If you take a closer look at the mysterious figure, you can see that it appears to be dressed in a long, dark cloak or robe. The uploader suggests it could be the ghost of a girl, but as is the case with many other videos similar to this one, no concrete explanation for the figure has ever been given. Some commenters thought it could be a peeping Tom watching the people in the pool. But what do you think? Is this really some sort of paranormal entity? Or is it more likely to be a poolside peeping Tom? Let me know your thoughts down below. This next documented haunting, which was uploaded to YouTube by Crazy Adventures 1000, has been lurking on the internet for nearly 10 years, and it still manages to freak audiences out. Back in December 2012, this family home began experiencing things that seemed beyond the realms of possibility. Things in their house would often move, seemingly unaided, strange sounds were heard at all hours of the night, and the family's safety soon became a concern. The family set up a series of cameras around the home in order to try and get some evidence of the bizarre happenings on film. In this first clip, we can see some rather extreme activity taking place in the kitchen. Drawers open, and even cutlery flies out of the shelves. Here's some more footage captured in the kitchen on a separate night. This time we see it from a different angle. Watching that again, the oven seems to turn itself on before the door flings open. Then more strange things happen in the background. In this final clip, taken in January 2013, we see some activity taking place in one of the bedrooms. The large toy ball begins to bounce up and down. One viewer thought that they could see strings making the ball move, but on closer inspection there doesn't appear to be anything making this ball bounce. This led some viewers to believe that the spirit of a child might be playing with the ball. This is certainly a strange series of clips. While the first two videos seem to be the classic makings of a poltergeist haunting, this one seems more playful and less violent. So is it all just a hoax, or are we witnessing some genuine supernatural activity here? Watch the clips again and make up your own mind. Lalo Escalante is a paranormal YouTube channel based in Mexico. They frequently upload videos of their explorations of abandoned buildings, cemeteries, and other notorious sites rumored to be haunted. In this episode, the team investigates an abandoned hospital in an undisclosed location. For years, locals have reported strange happenings on the property. They say shadowy figures can be seen in the windows, and debris and other objects have been seen moving, seemingly all on their own. The team cautiously enters the building. Soon they hear strange banging sounds coming from all directions. As they enter one of the rooms, they spot a red substance dripping down the walls. Right as some mysterious activity begins. Moments later, in the hallway, something strange happens with the lights.
Güey, no mames, eso está tan alto, güey.
Shortly after, they spot something moving down the end of the hallway. Looks like a person hunched over. The team sprints after the figure, but they find no trace of them whatsoever. They only find a small room with nowhere to hide.
No hay nada, güey. Había se escondió alguien aquí, güey. No hay nada.
A few minutes later, the lights on the roof move once again. Explorers continue to search the property. By the looks of it, the hospital hasn't been abandoned for all that long. Then, down the end of another hallway, they spot the figure once more. Again, it seems to vanish into thin air. The mysterious activity continues as the team enters the hospital's old chapel. While in the chapel, more strange things happen. Watching that again, the chair slides across the floor, seemingly unaided. The camera holder then kicks the chair, and there doesn't appear to be string or wire attached to it. Minutes later, the figure appears again. And once more, it seems to vanish before their very eyes. So what's to be made of this freaky exploration? Many commenters praised the team for their bravery, noting that a lot of other paranormal investigators tend to run away when activity finally happens. But this team stands firm and continues to investigate, oftentimes running after whatever it is they spot. So maybe the rumours are true after all. Maybe this old hospital is haunted by the spirits of its former patients. This next freaky encounter was sent to us by Ella Ruth Muldong. In May 2022, Ella was taking a dip in a river in the Philippines when she inadvertently caught something eerie on camera. Take a look. Watching that again, as Ella dips underwater, you can make out a pair of legs just behind her. But a split second later, when the camera goes back underwater, they're gone. Throughout the clip, you can see that there's no one else in the water nearby. There is a group of people on shore, but they're several meters away and not in the water at all. Ella insists that there wasn't anyone else in the water when she took the video and is at a loss to explain the mysterious legs. Some viewers suggested Ella do some research on the area. They said that someone may have drowned in the river, and this could be evidence of their spirit lingering on after death. Others, however, thought it could just be a strange shadow caused by the water. But what do you think it is? Share your theories with the rest of the community in the comments down below.
Since moving here, I have felt like this house just didn't want us here.
In May 2022, mother of two, Jessica Cantonese, shared a clip to TikTok that seems to show something lurking in the family's house. The clip went viral, cementing Jessica's suspicions that the house is haunted. Take a look at what's been captured. Jessica and her daughter dance for the camera and all seems perfectly fine. However, if you pay close attention to the bedroom in the back, you can clearly see a dark shape move past the doorway. In a comment on the clip, Jessica confirms that she and her daughter were the only ones in the house at the time, and her husband was out with their dogs. So nothing should have been moving in the back bedroom. What makes this video even more creepy is that Jessica had always suspected the military housing they live in is haunted by some kind of presence. 1 year prior, when the family first moved in, the floor in the kitchen became unusually hot. Builders had to replace the entire floor and couldn't quite explain the reason for the high temperatures. The family also began seeing things like shadows, doors would open and close, and lights would turn on and off, seemingly all on their own. In another video, Jessica explains that her toddler has begun talking to an invisible friend.
Is that a rhino?
No, it's Jessica.
Where's Jessica?
It's right there.
Go say hi to Jessica.
The toddler says that the friend is also called Jessica, but it's a shadow and he only talks to it down the hallway. Spurred on by these eerie events, Jessica does some research on the property and discovers that a lot of the military houses in the area were built on top of an old cemetery. Just to add more nightmare fuel to the fire, some Ring home security footage shows more eerie activity in the hallway of the home. In this footage, the house is empty, yet you can clearly see shadows appearing in the hallway. In another update, Jessica says that shortly after moving into the house, she randomly passed out, despite having never fainted before in her life.
About a month ago, I was on the couch and I just passed out. Never in my life have I ever done anything like that before, and thank God my husband was home.
In another clip captured by their Ring security system, we can see the front door to the house open. It seems to open by itself, despite Jessica and her husband diligently locking it every morning. The house was empty when this footage was captured. With the alleged haunting just getting more and more strange, the family has since applied to the military to move house. They have had a pest inspector check the entire property. The family were hoping a wild animal living in the roof might explain the eerie noises and the moving shadows. However, the pest inspector found no sign of animals or bugs of any kind. They also invited a priest to come and bless their home. He stayed for several hours, said prayers with the family, and offered spiritual advice to the family as they transitioned to a new home. Jessica says that they've found organising the move challenging because everyone in the family keeps getting sick as other obstacles keep arising.
My toddler, my baby, and my husband are all super sick. So now we can't get the house blessed and we can't move out. So
Thousands of viewers offered their support to the family in the comments of the video. Some said they should be careful as it appears whatever's haunting the home may be keeping the family sick so they can't leave. This is definitely an eerie story backed up by equally unsettling videos. It's a developing situation, so as always, I'll put links to Jessica's TikTok in the description below. It's well worth checking out. In a bizarre story coming out of Kenya, it's been reported that a witch doctor apprehended thieves using a swarm of bees. In May 2022, the Criminal Investigation Unit, DCI Kenya, took to Twitter to announce that 3 individuals had been arrested, thanks to the help of a witch doctor. Several weeks earlier, a farmer in Kakamega County, a region in Kenya some 370 kilometers northwest of Nairobi, reported that his livestock were going missing. The farmer, 42-year-old Tolibert Imbayaka, reportedly employed the services of a local witch doctor to help him find whoever was stealing his animals. DCI Kenya reported that the witch doctor visited the farm to perform rituals and incantations. The report says that Imbayaka was told to wait 2 days, then the thieves would allegedly present themselves. Sure enough, 2 days later, 3 men, Hilary Momanyi, John Boccaccio and Winston Mutelli, appeared with the stolen animals, having been allegedly attacked by a swarm of bees. Bizarrely, the men's hands were said to be bound together with bees as a sort of makeshift handcuff. And while this grandiose tale certainly seems too outrageous to be true, there is some video footage that appears to corroborate the story. Take a look. As you can see, the entire town seems to be parading down the road. Here you can see the alleged thieves carrying a goat and calf. If you slow one angle down, you can actually see one of the men with both his hands bound together with what indeed appears to be a swarm of bees. This is certainly a pretty out there incident, and if it weren't for DCI Kenya reporting the crime, you'd find it hard to believe. DCI Kenya, or the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, is an organisation akin to the FBI in the US. They investigate nationwide crimes of a complex nature, such as fraud, human trafficking, and child endangerment. So what do you make of the bee-summoning witch doctor who saved the day? Love to hear your take on this bizarre story in the comments down below. Many people believe that animals are more sensitive to the paranormal than humans are. This clip, uploaded to TikTok by Whitmarie1, might show that this is true. The video begins as the TikToker is heading out to see her horses. However, they appear to be acting strangely. The horses seem completely transfixed, staring at the nearby trees. She calls out to them several times before they begin to acknowledge her. As the horses approach the woman, take a listen to what the camera has captured. Sounds like a disembodied voice saying, "Hey," followed by eerie laughter. Several viewers have theorized that the culprit in this case may be a skinwalker. Skinwalkers are a type of supernatural entity rooted in Navajo mythology. According to the theories, they can use their powers to take on the shape of different animals. Typically, the skinwalker does this to trick or manipulate others for its own malicious purposes. Is it possible that this video has actually captured evidence of a skinwalker? Perhaps it was hiding in the nearby trees, or even possessing one of the TikToker's horses. Watch the footage again, and let me know what you think. While there's little information about where this video was captured, in some ways it makes it all the more terrifying. It was posted to TikTok by Paranormality and appears to be a snippet of some dashcam footage. As the car drives down a dark, deserted road, all appears normal. At least for the first few seconds, then suddenly we see this. A strange figure is walking right in the middle of the road. It pays no attention to the approaching motorist, who has to quickly slow down to avoid a collision. The car continues behind the figure for several seconds, then appears to attempt to pass them on the right-hand side. You can even see another car in the oncoming lane. The car flicks its lights to alert them that there's someone on the road. That's when the video abruptly ends. While the poster claims that the figure is a witch, it seems their true identity remains unknown. No matter who or what this mysterious figure really is, one thing's for sure: seeing them in the middle of the road just as you round a bend in your car would be enough to scare most drivers. This next photo was sent to the Facebook group Ghosted UK by one of their followers. The parents who took this photo were just taking some fun snaps of their child while he was playing around and weren't thinking too much of it. However, when they reviewed one of the pics, something eerie stood out. In the photo, you can see a young boy in the center of frame. Hovering close by is a strange misty shape. Whatever it is, it looks to have dark eyes and an open mouth, giving off an almost agonized expression. It also looks like it's wrapping an arm around the young boy. Several viewers adamantly said it couldn't be double exposure because the second figure doesn't resemble the boy at all, and its arm is on a different angle. A lot of people said it could be the spirit of a loved one, perhaps a grandparent, as they felt the figure was protecting the child. Others said they couldn't possibly agree, as the figure looks far too sinister to be protecting the child at all. The other option here is that this is just pareidolia caused by the slightly blurry quality of the image. So what do you think? Is it protecting the young boy? Is it sinister? Or is it all just pareidolia? Take another look and decide for yourself. Our first piece of bizarre footage was captured by Jack G and sent to the YouTube channel UK Dash Cameras. It's mid-afternoon on the 20th of October 2019 when this car's dash cam captures something mysterious on film. Take a look at what happens. Watching that again, the Mini seems to appear out of nowhere. Even if you watch it in slow motion, there's no evidence of the Mini at all. While this could be a trick of perspective, the weird thing is, you'd think the silver car on the left would have seen the Mini before the accident. It looks like the silver car wants to turn left and continue down the slip lane, but they take no evasive action whatsoever. It's as though the Mini just appeared out of thin air for the driver of the silver car as well. So what's to be made of this peculiar piece of footage? Naturally, a lot of viewers said it was an example of teleportation or even time travel. But what do you think? Let us know your take on this in the comments down below. The following video was posted to Reddit by a username Sicarius Symbolum. They said that they were staying at a 500-year-old cottage when they managed to capture this bizarre footage. In the video, we see Floki the dog reacting strangely to the light fixture on the ceiling. As you can see, it seems to be suspended in a sideways manner. The uploader says that Floki continued whining for several minutes. They went downstairs, and when they returned, the light fixture had gone back to normal. The uploader then goes on to say that apart from a few strange noises, the rest of their trip was relatively normal. This clip certainly does make you wonder if Floki the dog was able to see something no one else could. It is often thought that animals might be more sensitive to the paranormal than humans. One wonders if it could be the case in this video. So what do you think? Does this 500-year-old building have a resident poltergeist? Or is there another way to explain this bizarre event? Gangwapi is a YouTube channel based in Thailand. The team of paranormal investigators travel around Southeast Asia looking for proof that ghosts really do exist. In this episode, they investigate an old abandoned property that they had heard rumors about. Locals say that the area is heavily haunted by spirits and other supernatural beings. One shack in particular is said to be where most of the activity happens. The team heads in to take a look. The surrounding jungle is dense and overgrown. While the area is clearly abandoned and eerie, nothing particularly strange happens at first. Eventually, the team decides to set up a makeshift altar. They present an offering to any nearby spirits that may be present. It seems the offering works as things quickly take a turn for the worse. Watching that again, in slow motion, a dark figure crawls up the wall and escapes out the top of the roof. You can hear some clunking sounds coming from on top of the roof. The team runs to safety and tries to make sense of what just happened. Eventually, they muster up the courage to take another look in the shack. As they look around, there's no sign of anything at all. So are the local rumors true after all? Is this abandoned shack home to something supernatural? Take another look at the siding and make your own judgment. One of our viewers, Marcel VDW, shared an unsettling video to our Slaptam Facebook group. Marcel says he's from South Africa and every so often the local residents have something called load shedding. Periodically, the power is cut off for 2 or more hours to ease the load of national power usage. During these load shedding periods, Marcel uses his camera app and hits record, which automatically turns on the camera's flash so he can see and navigate around his house. The result is that Marcel has a lot of pointless videos of himself walking around the house in the dark. However, in one of these clips, it seems something rather unsettling was inadvertently captured. Take a look. The load shedding video shows Marcel getting a drink in the kitchen. However, watch closely as he walks down the hallway. See if you can spot anything strange. It is hard to see at first, but at the end of the darkened hallway you can just make out a figure as it slips around the corner. If we brighten the image, you can see that it's actually a shirtless man. So there's 3 possible explanations here. The first is that this video is all a hoax and that we're just seeing a roommate or friend. The other 2 options, however, are a little more creepy. The second is that we're seeing an intruder lurking in the dark. This option's pretty chilling considering Marcel claims that he didn't know anyone was there. So it's possible a prowler was lurking in the dark the whole time. This is conceivable given the scheduled power outages. Perhaps some burglars plan their break-ins during these times. The last option is that this is a full-bodied apparition caught on camera. Perhaps Marcel's apartment is haunted by some kind of presence. So I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers. Which of these 3 options do you think this most likely is? I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. Imagine a house so haunted no one will live in it. In this video, YouTubers Hunting the Haunted investigate a property that, according to the neighbours, has been unoccupied for over 40 years. When we first see the house, it's obvious that it's in disrepair.
Big, beautiful room.
The windows are all boarded up and the surrounding foliage is overgrown.
It's very soft.
According to the YouTuber, those that they spoke to refused to give any specific details about the property, but all referred to it as the Haunted Psycho's house. After the team enters the building, they begin to investigate the rundown rooms, and it isn't long before their EMF detector starts to flicker. One of the investigators then asks, "Who's here with me?"
Who's here with me?
A few seconds later, his camera captures something rather chilling. Take a look.
I think something's upstairs. Look at that. I'm getting activity.
The reflection of a shadowy figure can be seen in a nearby window. Then the EMF detector really begins to light up. When the team eventually leaves the house, we're left wondering whether the neighbours were correct. Could this place really be haunted? Let me know where you land on this strange piece of footage in the comments section down below. This next video is posted to YouTube by Boris Golodjak. It supposedly shows the moment a meteor bursts in the air above Chelyabinsk Oblast, an area in the southern Ural region of Russia. In the clip, we watch as two men enter a building. They move frantically about. The pair huddle by the door, cautiously peering out at the small window. One of the men then walks out of sight, but watch what happens next. As you can see, the force from the explosion is enough to shake the ground. On the 15th of February 2013, an asteroid approximately 20 meters wide entered the atmosphere. The object exploded in a meteor burst over Chelyabinsk Oblast at a height of around 29.7 kilometers. Its light was briefly brighter than the sun and was visible up to 100 kilometers or 62 miles away. Some eyewitnesses also claim to have felt intense heat from the explosion. 1,491 people were injured as a result of this terrifying incident. Luckily, nobody was killed. This video actually looks like a scene out of a Hollywood movie. However, in this one, Bruce Willis doesn't come to save the day. This once again proves that footage doesn't need to be paranormal to be frightening. This next bizarre piece of security footage was uploaded to TikTok by Jay Hesterpop. It was captured back in 2019. Take a look and see if you can spot anything unusual. While everything looks fairly normal at first, if we watch closely right at the beginning, you can see that there's no one actually driving the vehicle. A second camera catches the action from a different angle. Here we can clearly see that there's no one driving the vehicle. While the three-wheeler could have slipped gear and rolled out, it's the fact that it reverses, turns, then accelerates forward that makes this footage so mysterious. If it were rolling backwards in neutral, surely it would have kept rolling in the one direction. So what's actually happening here? I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers. Love to hear your theories on this one in the comments down below. Sticking with the summoning of animals, a viral clip on TikTok purports to show a man's ability to control a flock of birds on command. User JessBlaze35 was taking a break at her local park when she spotted something truly odd. Take a look. As you can see, a man on the boardwalk is holding his arms out wide in a commanding stance. A flock of birds hover overhead. He then lowers his hands and it looks as though the flock obeys his commands as the birds all immediately fly to the ground, out of sight. Naturally, the comments section had a field day with this bizarre piece of footage. A whole gamut of hilarious suggestions spewed forth. People said he was a wizard, a bird whisperer, a dude having a main character moment, and one person even said he's the final boss of New York. While this sighting probably is just a coincidence, there's almost no doubt that the man would have felt proper majestic as the birds seemingly obeyed his bidding. Many people believe that animals have a heightened sense for the paranormal, that they can detect things that humans simply can't perceive. In this TikTok uploaded by AmyBaby94, we can see a pooch on high alert. Take a look.
Luna, Jackson, come here please, come here. Come behind.
It can be hard to see at first, but there appears to be a shadowy figure lurking in the bushes up ahead.
I'm behind.
The dog can clearly sense something's wrong and stands at attention. It's hard to tell what the figure is. Is it something paranormal like a shadow figure, or is it a person up to something nefarious? Dozens of commenters said you should always trust a dog's intuition. One person said that when a dog barks, it's usually at something they can handle. It's when they're alert but silent that you need to start worrying.
Behind.
Rightly so, the family decides to turn around and walk in the opposite direction.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So what's lurking in the bushes up ahead here? Take another look and decide for yourself.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So I'm here. This is the entrance to the bunker.
In this video, YouTuber ILMN Barno Paranormal explores an old bunker hidden somewhere deep in the woods.
And I have to say this is much creepier than the factory because it's underground.
Ask any supernatural enthusiast and they'll probably tell you the best place to come into contact with the paranormal is somewhere that's seen tragic events, and old military fortifications certainly fall into this category. Early into his investigation, the YouTuber enters a room that's not too far from the entrance.
Smaller rooms. Yeah,
This is supposedly where he stores some of his equipment.
This is the room.
As he does, he closes the door behind him.
This is the room where I have my stuff.
Suddenly, the YouTuber is startled by a noise.
Hello?
When he turns around, the door is wide open.
I swear I closed the door.
He searches for an explanation, but the area is empty.
Okay. Here. There's...
Confused, he carries on. He makes his way down a dark corridor, penetrating deeper and deeper into the darkness.
The phone is haunted, I don't know.
It soon becomes obvious that the maze-like structure is vast, an easy place for someone who isn't paying attention to get lost. As he navigates between a series of rooms, he captures something chilling on camera. Take a look.
No. Okay, that...
A piece of rubble, perhaps wood or a tile, seemingly lifts itself up off the floor. It stands up straight for a few seconds before crashing down.
No.
Understandably, the YouTuber runs away in terror.
I saw it moving and I just completely...
Yet somehow he gathers his composure and manages to continue exploring the vast complex.
Was it in...
Soon after, however, he admits that the previous incident rattled him and decides to end his investigation. Then, as he heads back to the room where he left his gear, he captures one final chilling moment. Watch. In a blink and you'll miss it moment, a shadowy figure peers out at him from around a corner. It seems as though the YouTuber didn't even notice it.
Okay. I have to go for my stuff, so...
Could this figure have been some sort of paranormal entity, or was it more likely to have been a squatter, one perhaps that was keeping a watchful eye on the YouTuber, hoping he wouldn't discover his presence? This next series of photos was sent to us by one of our viewers, Yolanda Dominguez Beatty. In the first photo, Yolanda was home alone watching some TV when she took a casual snap of her new shoes. When she looked at the photo, she couldn't quite believe what she was seeing. In the reflection of the TV, you can see a shadowy figure. Again, Yolanda was home alone and has no idea what the figure is. There was nothing there that could have cast a silhouette. Could a shadow figure be lurking in Yolanda's home? In a second photo shared, we can see Yolanda and some of her friends at a bowling alley. Strangely, in the background, we can see the transparent head of an older male. The group is adamant that there was no one behind them at the time the photo was taken, otherwise they wouldn't have taken the snap in the first place. It is possible this second one could be some kind of malfunction with the camera, as there's a little bit of motion blur evident throughout the photo. Yolanda showed the picture to the bowling alley manager. They were freaked out and struggled to explain the strange transparent head. So does Yolanda have a knack for capturing evidence of the paranormal, or are the photos just a coincidence? Let me know where you sit on this in the comments down below. Not much is known about this next eerie sighting. It often floats around old ghost investigation forums with claims that it's a real ghost sighting. This version was uploaded to TikTok by To-Do Contenido Top. The story goes that this man was grieving at his late wife's grave. He can be seen crying and covering his face. Just behind the man, you can make out some movement. There's a vague outline of a figure that seems to be reaching out towards the man. For years, viewers have speculated that this is the spirit of the man's dead wife. They believe she's reaching out to try and console her husband. Unfortunately, the quality is low and it's hard to make out what's happening with any great detail, but it certainly seems like something is moving behind the man. Just whether it's his wife or not remains unknown. The following photo was uploaded to Reddit by a user named Southern American Caller. It was apparently taken at a theme park located close to where they live. The park has a lot of cars and memorabilia from the 30s, 40s and 50s. People visit dressed in vintage attire and take pictures with the classic cars. The poster claims that the photo was given to them by their uncle, who's an associate of the park. They said that the photo was taken by the woman who was seen here posing in the car. The story goes that after visiting the park for some time, the woman became tired and decided to leave. She said goodbye to her friends and walked to the parking lot. On the way, she saw a worker and asked him if he could take her picture posing inside of one of the cars. He agreed, took the photo, and then the woman went home. The next day, while looking through the images, she saw that in this one there appears to be an unknown figure sitting just beside her. The poster claims that they've shown the photo to a few people and everyone sees something different. She sees a young boy, while others see an old lady. According to the poster, the woman in the photo became quite frightened after seeing the mysterious figure and even asked several priests to pray for her. While it's hard to deny that there is indeed someone else sitting in the car, the question is whether or not it is paranormal. Take a good look at the image and let me know what you think. Do you see a ghostly young boy, or an older woman, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments down below. TikToker Joshua Davis 2021 believes that his friend's car is haunted by some kind of spirit, and it seems he has video evidence to support this wild claim. In April 2021, this clip went viral around social media as it appears to show some bizarre activity happening in this man's car. Take a look.
Are you able to? All the way, you got this. Keep going.
Bro!
You got this, all the way. Now, can you go all the way back?
The dial on the air conditioning moves, seemingly on command.
Are you able to?
Bro, no way.
Are you able to go all the way back? Show me.
No
Keep going.
way.
Keep going. All the way. You got this. Come on, keep going. All the way.
Bro, there's nothing even there to make it move.
Oh, dude, there's a ghost in your car.
The footage stunned hundreds of thousands of people as a deluge of comments poured in trying to figure the clip out. Some viewers suggested that the owner run a background check as they suspect someone may have previously died in the car. Another comment said it's all fun and games until the spirit flicks it into reverse on the freeway. Others jokingly said it was an Autobot from Transformers.
All the way.
Bro, there's nothing even there to make it move.
Oh, dude, there's a ghost in your car.
So what do you make of this strange footage? Are we seeing some ghostly activity here, or is there another way to explain it? Share your theories with the rest of the community in the comments down below.
Are you able to?
Bro, no way.
Are you able to go all the way back? Show me.
No
Keep going.
way.
Keep going. All the way. You got this. Come on, keep going. All the way.
Bro, there's nothing even there to make it move.
Oh, dude, there's a ghost in your car.
SEK Paranormal is an up-and-coming ghost investigation channel on YouTube. Based in Sweden, they travel around the country looking for evidence of the afterlife. In this episode, Emil, the lead investigator, explores an old train station where allegedly several people have died. He begins by setting up his equipment in the dark industrial lot.
So, what I will do now, I will try an EVP session, and I will just going to start Ghost Tube here.
While setting up for an EVP session, Emil hears some eerie sounds.
Right besides this wall, I heard it. Something.
Dislike.
Again, dislike. Vad är... Pamela, again. Vad är du inte tycker om? Kan du berätta för mig vad det är du inte vill eller tycker om nu?
Then the communication device he's using keeps repeating the same name.
Är du här med mig nu?
Dislike. Pamela.
Dislike Pamela.
Dislike. Pamela.
What is happening? Vad är det du inte tycker om?
Pamela.
As if this isn't eerie enough, things begin to ratchet up a notch when more noises are heard.
You're here now.
Pamela.
Pamela! Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ooh. You heard that? Oh my God. That I have chills all over my body. A plank here just moved.
Later in the investigation, Emil suspects that a person may be lurking nearby, eyeing off his camera and other equipment.
Wait. Hallå? Hej, har någon? What the hell?
Now it's quite clear that there isn't anyone nearby despite the unnerving sounds.
I 1000% thought that there was coming a person walking right up to me here. Okay, that was creepy. I thought that I was going to be attacked, that maybe some psycho have seen my cameras and stuff, so...
But watch what Emil's static camera has managed to pick up. A grey face looks around the corner of the wall. Here it is again, brightened up and slowed down. Around the corner of that wall is just a dead end with nowhere for anyone to hide. Emil says this could be one of the greatest sightings he's ever managed to capture on camera in all his years of investigating the supernatural. He's certain that no one else was nearby and thinks this could indeed be a ghost caught on camera.
I directly got, to defense mode, like what the fuck, but then I came here, and as always, there is not a single person.
The Gettysburg battlefield and surrounding town is often thought to be one of the most haunted places on Earth, and this video appears to show us why. The footage was uploaded to YouTube by TC Ballinger and was supposedly recorded on October 19, 2009, near Triangular Field, the location of some of the bloodiest skirmishes of the Battle of Gettysburg. Not long into the video, we can see a strange flashing light that appears in the trees. However, what happens next is truly chilling. Watch. Just behind the tree on the left-hand side, a white transparent shape appears. It resembles a figure on all fours. The figure moves forward and seems to stand up straight shortly before vanishing. Not long after, several more figures appear in the distance. They're also white and transparent. The figures all begin to move slowly across the field. The Battle of Gettysburg was one of the deadliest battles in history. Over 7,000 soldiers were killed and another 33,000 were wounded. Could the misty figures in this footage be the spirits of long-deceased soldiers who lost their lives on the battlefield? In Nuevo Leon, Mexico, there's an urban legend that one of the back streets on the outskirts of the city is haunted. The myth says that if you drive past a roadside monument where a vicious murder took place, you can hear an ambulance suddenly play over your car radio, right where a makeshift cross is placed by the side of the road. The eerie thing is, the legend is based on some truth. On March 26, 2016, a murder took place out the front of a glass factory in the San Nicolas district of Nuevo Leon. Flowers and a makeshift wooden cross were placed on the side of the road where the incident took place. Spurred on by the rumours, local resident Sammy Arone decided to film himself driving past the area. The legend says you must have your radio set to station 690 on the AM frequency in order to hear the ghostly ambulance. This is what he caught.
Ahora sí, dale. La estación no se ha cambiado, es la misma estación. Ahí vamos.
As he passes, you can indeed hear the siren of an ambulance.
Dale lento, más lento, más lento. ¡A la madre! Ahí está la cruz. Dale, dale.
The clip was uploaded to Facebook where it started to go viral. Eventually, it caught the eye of several paranormal investigators who went to the scene to investigate it for themselves. They too could hear the eerie siren, but they suggested it could be some kind of interference. While this theory is plausible, it's still incredibly creepy that it just so happens to occur right where a murder took place. So is this just a coincidence, or are we witnessing some genuine paranormal activity here? Watch the footage again and make your own mind up.
Por allá está la cruz. Dale lento, más lento, más lento.
We often show clips that purport to show a breakdown in reality, a glitch in the matrix, something that suggests that we could be living in a simulated reality. This next video, uploaded to TikTok by Strangest MP4s, does just that. A passenger on a bus was filming out their window when they inadvertently caught something bizarre happening outside. Take a look. A woman on the side of the road is taking a series of non-stop selfies. But it's the eerie, robotic way in which she does it that's caught the eye of online viewers. Some have said it looks like her animations have glitched, putting her on repeat. This theory implies that we're living in some kind of simulated reality, in which breakdowns can occur in the code, causing bizarre glitches like this. For thousands of years, philosophers have grappled with the idea of reality being an illusion. Chinese, Indian, and even ancient Greek texts discuss the idea that our reality is more akin to a painting, like visions experienced during sleep or periods of madness. A contemporary take on this theory was popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom. Bostrom posits the idea that in the future humans will have access to vast amounts of computing power, enormous networks that are so powerful that our future selves could be running detailed simulations of historical events and timelines. He suggests that the inhabitants of these simulations may harbor their own consciousness, and that the worlds are so finely detailed the people in them wouldn't know the difference. So are we witnessing a breakdown in reality here, or is there another way to explain the woman's bizarre behavior? Let us know your take on this in the comments down below. This next one was sent to us by Kane Rayner after he did a tour of the infamous Ararat Asylum in Victoria, Australia. Kane was walking through a small chapel on the grounds that are adjacent to the main cells. He took several photos as he passed through, and it appears one of the snaps caught something odd. You can see Kane on the right. However, on the left is a strange little image of a person in the window. Kane says he was the only person in the chapel at the time. Even if there were other people in the chapel at the same time, it doesn't really explain the bizarre little person on the windowsill. The most obvious explanation would be that this image has been photoshopped. However, if we run a noise analysis filter over it, it doesn't appear to have been tampered with in any way. Furthermore, a luminance gradient filter reveals that there does appear to be an object there, interacting with the light from the room. So is this a glitch with the camera, or is this something a little more mysterious? Ararat Lunatic Asylum dates back to 1865, when the burgeoning colony of Victoria in Australia needed space for an increasing number of so-called lunatics. It quickly became infamous for its appalling conditions and ghastly therapeutic methods. Lobotomies and electroconvulsive shots were regular practice, even among children. Eventually, the asylum was shut down in 1998. These days, paranormal ghost tours are run frequently on the weekends. One Victorian paranormal investigation team, Drifter Paranormal, did a tour of the property in mid-2017. They dubbed it one of the worst places they had ever been to, referring to a heavy energy that felt like it could go wrong at any moment. So did Kane manage to capture evidence of the haunting history of Ararat, or is there another way to explain this strange little figure? Let me know your theories in the comments down below. This next video, uploaded to TikTok by Lucy2481, proves that things don't always have to involve the paranormal to be creepy. Apparently, viewers had been asking the TikToker why her curtains were always closed in her videos. She then shows her audience the reason. Watch. Standing behind a rather tall tree, a man watches the TikToker, barely concealed by the branches. He clearly looks as though he's peering in through the window. One viewer wondered if the man was standing on a ladder or perhaps even the top of the fence itself. Either way, he seems to move rather quickly once he realizes he's being filmed. While the TikToker seems relatively calm about the situation, many of her followers were more concerned. Some even suggested that she should call the police. So what would you do if you spotted someone watching you from the bushes? Get some video evidence, call the police, or perhaps turn on the hose? Let me know down below. Our last clip's been floating around social media quite a lot in the last few months. This version was uploaded to Instagram by Paranoid Normal. The clip begins with a person exploring a ruined bus that's been left to the elements. That's when they spot something rather chilling. Take a look. Watching that again, a young girl can be seen peering through a dirty window of the bus. But when the OP looks inside, there's nothing there. Naturally, a lot of comments poured in trying to make sense of this eerie sighting. Some people suggested that something bad may have happened on this bus, or that someone died in an accident, tethering their spirit to the area. As is so often the case with alleged ghost sightings like this, there's never any solid info attached to the clip. We don't know where or when this was captured, so it makes it difficult to investigate any further. So for now, unless more info comes to hand, this freaky sighting will have to remain a mystery.
Now, in case you haven't heard the awesome news, we've launched a brand new second channel. If you want to see the latest episode, check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, there's a spooky playlist there you can binge on. Now, leave us a comment down below which one of these clips you thought was the scariest or weirdest. We love hearing your feedback. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.